This NFL DFS Picks Week 3 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Game Time. Snag the tickets without the stress. Use promo code SGPN on your first purchase to save $20. Download the Game Time app and use promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play the Underdog, pick them in college or NFL, and win up to 20x in one game. Plus, every Sunday they're giving away $100,000. Use promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for a 100% deposit bonus up to $500. Finally, we're brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today.
Hey, this is Larry the Cable Guy. You're listening to SGP. Wait, hold on. Say it again.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Oh, you gotta love fascism. It's a great system.
I don't love fascism. I love America. I love freedom.
I love it. Who needs capitalism when you can just make the rules and decide when to enforce the rules?
So refs taking an L tonight.
Who said refs? Who said refs?
Oh, right.
Not refs.
Right. You're burying the lead.
What's the lead? Oh, I'm happy.
I
for
hit
you.
a 40-1
Nice
Ronnie
work.
Bell first touchdown. Come on.
I'm surprised there wasn't a penalty. No, it was weird. There was no penalty on that one.
There was.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
that's wild.
It was on the Giants.
That's wild.
And so it got declined.
Oh, interesting. They called the penalty. The handsiest fucking team in the league gets all the calls.
Oh wow. All right. So not feeling the refs tonight on the.
I don't even have words, to be honest with you. Like a couple like
how are you not wearing your refs or terrorists? Can we at least get some plugs for the merch store?
No, I'm not. I don't want to plug the merch store. I don't want to do anything right now.
Oh, okay.
That was a really disappointing product the NFL put forward there.
Oh wow! Don't go at Goodell, Ryan. He's our favorite.
No, I don't see what you're doing here. You schedule a loss and then you tilt the field too. Okay, makes sense. I mean, come on. What are we doing here?
Well, the chat is lit. Chat is having
chat
fun.
can go fuck themselves too. And the cunt that I just had.
Wow.
I'm done. I'm not even mad about the Giants right now. I'm actually having some life stuff go on though. I want to take someone, put their face on a curb and use my foot. No, I think it was one of those games where a couple things bounced the other way. I think if other teams were going to convert 9 of 11 third downs, including some incredibly long ones aided by penalty, people would talk about how unsustainable that is. You know, we tend to measure teams on first and second down.
Sorry,
horrible third down offense.
I'm just busting out laughing because Jake in the merch store is saying, "Plug the store." Let's go.
Fuck you, Jake, and fuck the store. And so yeah, I mean,
don't do that to Jake.
I think.
Come on, Jake's.
I mean, I think the Niners clearly aren't a very good football team. The Giants are running out
pretty sloppy. I thought
pretty poor left side of the offensive line, and they required a number of assists from the refs and some. Quite frankly, I think we're going to talk. The narrative is going to be how good Brock Purdy was on third down, but you know. Again, a couple bounces go the other way.
Yeah, it did feel like the Giants were hanging around.
Brock Purdy's batted in. You know what? This is how the game went. Brock Purdy's batted slant went to his own team,
Ronnie
20 yards downfield.
It went right to Ronnie Bell.
Okay, I mean, what are you going to do if that's what's happening? That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, where did his batted ball go? To the other team.
Ufunga.
Just going to keep a tracker on how many times Daniel Jones hits the receiver right in the fucking hands, and it turns into an interception.
Ufunga does sound like something you get under your toenail and causes you some issues. You got some Ufunga.
And my last thing is why is it everyone sucks John Lynch's dick so hard on the broadcast? What are we doing?
Yeah, for a team that whiffed so hard with the third overall.
He looks
pick.
like a fuck. I mean, him standing stoically. I mean, they even have the shot set up. Let's get low on him so we can see his stoic chin and forehead that lacks any presence between the ears. I honestly, I was not a 49er hater before this game. Can't stand the 49ers. And it's not because they're a great football team. Cowboys, as much as I hate to say this, they whooped the Giants' ass. Niners wasn't even an ass whooping. Yeah. It was a collection of strange events. I mean, the Giants took the ball and scored before the end of the half to cut it to a 1-score game, and it was 11-point game, and it was like, what the fuck's going on here? This is a blowout. Why is it not a blowout? Anyway, I'm over football.
Well,
I have no take. Maybe I'll give it a lineup later.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe I won't.
Terrell also was on the Ronnie Bell first touchdown, and we did have a great sweat, holding our collective breath on the Ronnie Bell 2 touchdowns. Which
we almost had Giants' first touchdown. If they got that goddamn horrible pass by
CJ
Brock Purdy
was getting pretty excited about Giants defense.
I don't know if he just didn't see the ball, but I mean the pick 6 was there. That
thing
tough.
popped up. Brock Purdy.
No, not the one that popped up. The one they just threw out to the side. Brock
Purdy's
great game by the night.
GG's.
GG's.
Perfect reminder that tomorrow night.
Fucking holding on George Kittle because he bumped into Kayvon Thibodeau in the fucking red zone. Wait, come on, cowardly.
Tomorrow night we'll be on VSiN, 9:00 Pacific.
Maybe I'll
joining us. Will be the great Katie Mox. Looking forward to some 49ers.
I forgot Josh isn't here too. I got to do fucking everything tonight. Hold on, let me put all this up too.
49ers conversation. Also, I just tweeted out for the VSiN show Friday night, 9:00 Pacific. Watch us live on YouTube TV or VSiN.com. We're doing a new segment, SGPN Idol, where
good luck to those people.
Send in a don't come in with the positive 49ers take. That will not help you with the judge, aka Ryan. Ryan and I will respond to your video take. So if you go on Twitter right now at Gambling Podcast, you can find the tweet. Reply to that with your video, your audition video for SGPN Idol, and we'll play some of the favorite ones, give some commentary. It's going to be awesome. Kramer, we're going to be doing our DFS lineups. We're already giving out those. Before we get to that, shout out to Little Caesars. I'm counting down the days until Sunday. It really is, Ryan. We really have an amazing setup. Go out to Vegas on Friday night, get all my bets in, do the live VSiN show, then come back Saturday and Sunday, locked in the studio, hanging out in God's eye. I just turn into it's just full game day mode Saturday and Sunday. Part of that obviously is having your favorite food and something delicious, something that just pairs well with football. What pairs better with football than a Little Caesars pizza? I don't know. The Little Caesars pizza crust with pepperoni. I'm almost tired of doing these ads because I get insanely hungry. I start craving the Little Caesars pizza. I got to wait till game day. It's really rough. I have not had the cookie dough brownie yet. I am going to add it to my order. I mean, follow us on Twitter at Gambling Podcast, because Sunday I will tweet out the smorgasbord of Little Caesars, the wings, the NFL quarterzoni. That thing looks awesome. I've not tried that yet. But the pretzel crust alone is just amazing. So again, make Little Caesars your game day choice. Kramer joining us on the line from the NASCAR Gambling Podcast, fellow DFS Degen, Mr. Cody Z. What's happening, Cody?
What's up, fellas? How's it going?
Oh no.
What's up, fellas? How's it going?
Oh, there we go. We got Cody's mic working. That's all that matters.
That might have been the production team too. Again, fuck everyone, including the production team.
Yes, Ryan's on full tilt after the Giants game. But Cody,
yeah,
how are you?
I gotta say, I feel bad for you, Kramer, as far as like the Giants continuing to be on prime time here, and you have to go on the shows afterwards. But the entertainment value.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I saw a similar level of tilt with Cody after the Nebraska Buffaloes Colorado game. I was looking in my mentions. I was seeing Cody going, they didn't win because of their home field. Okay, that was Cornhusker red throughout the entire stadium.
Hey, it was. We won the stadium contest. All right,
you did. You won the stadium contest. That is a good start. Now, Cody, before I met you and you got initiated to SGPN, Kramer was the guy I know who had the most managed fantasy leagues. He's since tapered off, but just to give people
fuck fantasy too while we're at it.
We had a good night. Just to give
so
people.
I started Daniel Jones in a
no.
guillotine league tonight. 4 fucking points.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I'm already just off with my head already.
How many leagues are you in right now, Cody?
It's a lot. So yeah, managed leagues. It's a lot of dynasty, so they're a little lower maintenance, but it's around 60 to 70 somewhere in there that I.
It's not that bad.
Cody,
that's not
the best ball is a different story. There's a lot.
You have a regular full-time job. You do the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. You pop it on shows. You got a family that I assume you hang out with at times. How do you find time for all this?
Well, I hang out with them from March to August, and then
oh great, the all-season family. I like
there's spreadsheets. It's a whole system. I got it down to it's fairly easy at this point.
Kramer does have he has the same thing, checklists with what he's going through.
Yeah. You gotta have when you have that many and like all the different contests and stuff and like making sure I get all my picks in on the so there's a whole list. There's certain things get done on certain days and it all gets in.
I will say a checklist is important.
Yes,
it is. Most things that are critical to the existence of humans have checklists.
Yes, or spreadsheets. Kramer, big fan of both. Speaking of picks, make sure you get in on our Patreon weekly pick 'em. This week we're giving away the special one of a kind SGPN fantasy football jersey, one Ryan Kramer, and the Tales from Vegas Part 1 episode. Bonus episode is out, so get in over there. I real quick, this drives me. I won't bore you with the details of the actual fantasy trade, but
no.
Someone proposed a fantasy trade and like proposed different options, and I go, yeah, I like that first option. Then he keeps going with like different options. I go, no, just that first trade you proposed, I like that. He goes, oh well, I don't know about that. I go, what do you mean? So then I actually physically proposed it in the Yahoo League, and then he takes
Yahoo?
a day.
What year is it?
Oh, we're old.
Whoa! What are you, one of these sleeper guys?
He takes a day and a half. And then finally rejects the trade. I'm like, dude, you're the first trade you offered me. I accepted. And
see, that's the problem. You took it too fast. You gotta be like,
you know what?
It really
you gotta play with them a little bit.
That is true. I think it's like sex for these guys.
Yeah. If you're like, oh yeah, that one's good. They're like, oh wait a minute, he liked that too much. I need to. Well, maybe we need to add some more to that.
Well, and the
not everyone just goes straight to penetration.
Yeah, no. The icing on the cake was one of the guys we included was Deebo.
Oh man!
And then Kramer and I ended up starting him tonight. He had a 25-point night. So I said, "Hey, I just tweeted him Deebo," and then he goes, "Well, I'm glad you have him on your team." I go, "Yeah, so am I."
What a loser!
Yeah. I rejected a trade last week for that I would have given away Nick Chubb. So. That was unfortunate.
Oh man,
I should have accepted.
You
that
should
one.
just re-propose that trade and see what happens. You never know. Someone might.
Are you still? I sent him. I go. Are you still interested? Like long-term value? We can rework it a little. He goes. I don't think so. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, maybe I'll toss in a pick for next year. We can find a way. Hey, before we get started with our DFS lineup, shout out to Game Time. Maybe you're like Cody, or a Nebraska fan looking to invade the Colorado Buff Stadium, or maybe you're a Colorado fan heading up to Oregon to represent your team. Game Time makes it so easy to get last minute tickets at the lowest price guaranteed. The Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price. If you can find tickets in the same section and row for less, which you can't, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. I'm going to pull back the curtain. The only reason they offer that, they're not paying that out because they know you can't beat it. All you got to do, head to gametime.co, use the promo code SGPN, get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create the account, SGPN, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Cody, you are the guest. So who is your quarterback for this hopeful $1 million lineup?
Yeah, gonna kick it off with Kirk Cousins. He's at a nice 6,900.
Nice.
I mean, number one fantasy quarterback this year. Who had that on their bingo card, right? But this game just sets up perfect, right? They're playing against the Chargers. It's going to be a shootout. That's what the Chargers games have been so far. Got two high-powered offenses. So yeah, start me off with Kirk Cousins. I mean, he's got 6 touchdown passes through 2 games. And yeah, this Chargers defense is horrible. They've given up 666 passing yards through 2 games.
Yeah, it's insane. I won't spoil it for the audience, but you sent over your lineup. If you're gonna go Kirk Cousins or Justin Herbert, I think you got to get interesting in other ways, because I do imagine this game is going to get played a lot. Although there's a couple other interesting games to get down on. Kramer, who do you have for your quarterback?
Little diabolical angle here.
Yes, I'm listening.
Justin Fields,
dude. All right, I'm glad you went with that, because I was going to do a Fields lineup.
He's hugging the offensive coordinator. There's clear, like, when this happens, unless they're just completely a shit team that have no idea what they're doing. I mean, again, the Giants did not play well, but they also, like, I was right. Like, Wink came out with a completely different defensive game plan. They were completely sandbagging last week, and it fucking almost bit them in the ass. I would imagine Justin Fields is going to be given every opportunity to ball the fuck out.
Yeah,
he's running. He's running in this game for 250 yards.
I'm totally with Cody. I'm totally with you guys. My read was the same thing when he said, "I just want to say F it and play." I translated that into just put the ball away and run. He basically said the coach's plays and the coaching is hurting my brain. I just want to run the ball. This is too much work figuring out who to throw it to and these reads and the progressions, the play calling. He's ready to end. There's garbage time aspects. This is setting up for an all-time fantasy football rushing performance. If he doesn't get home here, rushing, I don't think he's going to.
Sorry, getting distracted in the chat.
What's going on? In the chat?
Noted Niners fan.
Oh boy.
And probably, I mean, the fact that she can root for this team. I'm really disappointed in a lot of things right now, both on and off the field.
Yes.
And I couldn't be more disappointed in all 49ers fans.
Oh, Katie Mox, check her out on her VSiN show tomorrow. She is, I'm sure, enjoying.
And for a team who actually, you know what? I'll stay classy.
All right, stay classy.
But injury karma is not in there.
No.
I understand why Kyle Shanahan's people get hurt all the time.
It was pretty great that one guy had that really super late hit, and then the next play,
then he got hurt,
and it's like,
then he got hurt.
What do you think is gonna happen, dude?
For me,
GG's, Katie. Moving on.
For me, I'm going bottom of the barrel, but I like the situation. This is part hater in me, but Josh Dobbs at 5,100, I think is a very, very interesting DFS play. And people might think I'm crazy, but he had 41 rushing yards. He had a rushing touchdown. He had a really good game, and it's very easy to stack. You know he's going to throw the ball a bunch to Zach Ertz. Now we have a Cowboys defense, which again, Jonathan Gannon had experience playing the Giants. He had experience playing the Commanders, and they've had competitive games. I think they're gonna, if they don't hang around, he's at least going to rack up a ton of garbage time. And Josh Dobbs is literally playing for nothing to lose. After this, he's going to pursue his dream of being an astronaut. I think it's just all in the same way Fields is all in, but he's only 5,100. I call me crazy. I like the spot here for the Arizona Cardinals. I don't see maximum effort by the Cowboys.
Are you worried at all about Ertz maybe doing a little partying tonight? Wife Julie played her final game for the national team. Not worried at all about that?
No.
Could be a Trey McBride game, maybe.
Oh, no. He loves Ertz. I don't know what it is.
She was very emotional. There's no way he got off the hook not being there. He's 100% in Cincinnati, at least through tomorrow morning.
They're veterans. He's fine. Cody, what do you got? Who's your first running back?
Yeah, first running back for me, Jahmyr Gibbs, 6,600. Look, this has got to be his week, right? Montgomery is hurt. He's out of the way. I know last week it was so weird. You've got Gibbs on the field, and yet you plug in Craig Reynolds in the Montgomery role. It didn't make any sense. But you've got to think this week they're going to game plan a little more around Gibbs. Amon-Ra now dealing with turf toe injury. Does he play? Does he not play? Even if he plays, maybe he's hampered. Yeah, they're going against, I know this Atlanta team going to the Super Bowl, Kramer, but they have given up some rushing yards this season, 238 rushing yards through the 2 games. And Gibbs was targeted 9 times last week. He's going to be a safety blanket, especially if Amon-Ra's not 100% to go. Was it Reynolds is beat up as well? So they're a little hurt.
Even Khalif Raymond's dealing with stuff. Like I think Khalif Raymond and Josh Reynolds play. I kind of don't
very banged up.
Yeah, I kind of don't think Amon-Ra does, and I'm with you. I also took Jahmyr Gibbs at 6,600. I think he's going to get at least like 11, 12 targets, and if he can get any increase in the rushing efficiency, he's going to put up some pretty good numbers. I think even if you like Atlanta, I think there's a world where Jahmyr Gibbs has a pretty good game. Kramer, who's your first running back?
I'll stay in that game and I'll go to the other side of the ball.
Okay. Bijan is my bring back in that game.
Oh, absolutely. In on Bijan, 7,800. You saw the wiggle. They released the sick ass overhead shot, and just in general, I love that you taking Gibbs and the distinction between the way that those two guys look and the way that clearly there's a plan to get him the ball more. And I think we see it, right? It's still going to not be maybe 25 carries, but it's going to be 15 to 18 carries and a handful of easy swing pass like touches that they're carries, but you get a bonus point for them. So 7,800. I have a feeling, much like some of the other top shelf guys, this price is not going to be available the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be one of those high 8,000s, 9,000 type guy going forward, especially in this offense. So thought about getting cute here and doing a Drake London, but I wanted to get into this game and I'll you know what? I had to be objective. Tyler Algier, I love him, but Bijan's pretty fucking explosive.
No, I'm with you. So yeah,
coaching staffs too. Like they got these fresh toys they got to play with, and now they got to put them up against each other. So it's just going to be, let's one up each other, right? Gibbs does this. Now Bijan's got to do something. And then Bijan does it could be just these guys go back and forth the entire game, and the NFL would love it. We would love it. Obviously, I think it's a good stack.
But Oklahoma drill, Dan Campbell versus Arthur Smith. What are you taking? Probably, I guess Dan Campbell, but Arthur Smith seems like he's a pretty big dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, Dan Campbell, I'm not.
You don't pick against Dan Campbell,
especially just between the caffeine and the chew. Pray for like the guy sitting in the stall next to Dan Campbell, because that thing's like that's like a supersonic missile. Just imagine between all the ostrich egg protein smoothies he has or whatever, like his diet is, dipping and insane caffeine consumption. That guy just. God bless whoever works at the Lions facility there. So I have Gibbs and Bijan. I have one of each of your guys' picks there. Cody, who's your second running back?
Yeah, I got Javonte Williams. He's at 5,500 this week. He's been getting all of the work. He hasn't really exploded yet for the Broncos, but going up against Miami this week, they've not been the best rushing defense either. They've actually been 5th worst on the season so far. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, the Chargers just torched them, right? Between Eckler and Kelly, they combined for 208 rushing yards. Javonte, I mean, the Broncos have proven Javonte's the guy, right? P. Ryan's getting a few snaps here and there, but he's getting all of the carries. I think his workload is going to continue to up and up as they feel more and more comfortable with them. I think he breaks a couple of big ones here. And at 5,500, another guy that I think his price is going to continue to go up. This will be kind of one of your last chances to get him at this cheap of a price as he continues to get worked back in and gets the full load.
Yeah,
nice. We always good to get a full load.
I tried not to laugh at that one, but Cody just ended it so perfectly.
Just drilled it. Give me that full load.
I'm glad I rehearsed that one earlier.
Cody's like, I'm getting on the soundboard one way or the other.
You have to know when to come.
I got to take advantage of this invitation.
Kramer, what do you got? Who's your second?
Well, I gave you a Bijan Robinson, and I'll follow that up with a Brian Robinson. Give me Washington's running back here, 5,800. He looks like maybe he separated himself a bit from Gibson. Yeah. I don't know if it was the fumbles. I don't know if it's the fact that he's just like he's looked fucking really good. And I think against this Buffalo team, I know people will chirp back, elite defense, I think the enemy is going to know the way to attack this team is going to be pound the rock. And I think they're going to be able to do it. I think we've seen Washington be able to run the ball pretty successfully. He's still only 5,800. Feels like a little bit of a discount, and not some potential defensive correlation in line as well for me. So Give me. I got double B Robinsons in the running back spots for maybe the first time I've ever done that.
It's got to be pretty rare.
Yeah, pretty rare.
Kicking it over to receiver. This is where I get pretty chalky. Give me Justin Jefferson 9,300 at home against the Chargers. It's chalky, but I think when I'm going Josh Dobbs, I can get the super chalky here at receiver. What do you need to say about Justin Jefferson coming off a kind of a weird game against the Eagles where probably 11 catches, 159, and that was kind of a down game. Still hasn't scored a touchdown this season. Fumbled right at the pylon again. Greatest rule in sports. Shout out to that rule. But yeah, give me Justin Jefferson 9,300. I know he's going to be in a lot of lineups, but I think I'm getting different elsewhere. So that's how I'm saving myself. Cody, what do you got? Who's your first receiver?
Yeah, so my first receiver is the stack in that game with my Kirk Cousins. Obviously, Justin Jefferson is a great play. He's probably going to eat, but if you're going to take the popular game, you got to get different. We're trying to win $1 million here. I'm going to go with Jordan Addison, the rookie. He has looked super, super good through his first 2 games. Got a touchdown reception in both of them, and he's getting long catches too. He's averaging 19 yards per catch. Last week he had a reception of 62 yards, 39 in week 1, 12 yards per target. Like when Cousins throws to him, he's going deep for him. They're trying to hit these big plays. Again, this is a game that should be a slugfest, and back to back, you got a high over under. And so I'm hoping that the touchdowns maybe leave Jefferson and go to Addis. Obviously Jefferson is going to be the chalky play, the popular play. So get a little different while you're still stacking the big main game in this one.
Yeah, and I think specifically I have him as well. He's running the explosive routes. And so I think when you look at you just visualize the way the Chargers have gotten their ass beat. Obviously it's a lot of different ways, but one of those ways is with deep shots. I mean, even Ryan Tannehill converted. I feel like everyone is bringing this up. It's almost like mean to Ryan Tannehill. Like he couldn't possibly have had 2 50-yard air yard completions in one game. This must be wrong here. But I mean, Addison seems to be the guy that they're letting leak into the open space that Hawkinson and Jefferson helped create. So thought about getting extra cute here and going with Osborne, but I decided to go Addison. I think it's probably the wiser move, as like you said, you're trying to pop, and I think the stuff he's running is more likely to pop.
Yeah, for me, this is the Chargers Vikings non-contrarian stack, chalky stack. Give me Keenan Allen. Very 7,600. I mean, even if you're not stacking this game, which I think you should. I mean, Keenan Allen's off to an amazing start. He's had 14 catches on 19 targets, 187 yards, 2 touchdowns last game. I think I mean, him to get a touchdown this Vikings game seems like a very good opportunity. You saw the Vikings lose some deep stuff to Devonta Smith. I think obviously Keenan Allen is like a savvier veteran version of Devonta Smith. Maybe not quite as fast as he used to be, but certainly going to get a ton of targets. 7,600 all day. Keenan Allen. What about you, Cody? Second receiver.
Yeah. So to obviously stack this game, I'm going to go opposite of you again and go with Mike Williams. He's 6,000 in this game. This guy is the old like boom or bust guy. I love drafting him in best ball because he'll have massive games for you. I won't touch him in managed leagues. Like I want nothing to do with him because he'll lay a lot of goose eggs on you. But that ability to go off, have the big game. Keenan Allen obviously has been the guy that's gotten the big game. Last week he had the huge game. So going to the other side of the field here. Last year he had 4 games over 110 receiving yards. So I think Mike Williams might be the guy that pops off again, trying to use the game that should have the most offense that everybody's going to be building, but build a little different, going with the Addison and Williams side of things instead of taking the main receivers for these teams.
Yeah, no, it's kind of 2 different ways to slice it. I took the chalkier guys and then got different elsewhere. Cody with the chalkier game selection, but then getting different with the players. So two ways to slice an egg here, right?
Well, I came in with the kind of I married your both your approaches. I have Keenan Allen and Addison as the game stack in that game. I just
beautiful.
don't.
Kramer loves Keenan Allen.
I'm a huge Keenan Allen stan, and we're seeing it. He's the guy. He's getting all the work. So, 7,600 feels cheap. He was the guy I was concerned would be a little bit more owned. I strangely think Addison will be missed a little bit. I think if people double stack, maybe they go high and low. But yeah,
you got like Hawkinson too, so that he's going to be very popular. That's why I think Addison gets missed.
Yeah, no, I think his price is high enough to make him maybe not totally pop off on those value charts. So yeah, Keenan Allen 7,600 receiver 2.
Coming back to some of the chat serial saying Dan Campbell doesn't read books, just stares them down to get the information he wants. We should release some Chuck Norris Dan Campbell alternate facts, because I do feel like that's kind of perfect. Hey, speaking of perfect, have you signed up yet for Hall of Fame bets? We know I hit my pretty sweet Ronnie Bell 40-1 first touchdown. Congrats to me. That was awesome. And all the player props, parlays, first touchdown stuff, all that stuff I am researching by hand, and I was doing it by hand with Pro Football Reference, like database stuff. But now that I have Hall of Fame bets, this makes it so much easier. It's great looking up situational stuff. Hey, how many times has Ronnie Bell's crazy because it was rookie and he's in his third game, but you can look up like how many times has Brock Purdy thrown an interception on the road? Like, what are the percentages? And then you can see like, hey, is this a good price? Is this a fair price? While you're putting together your parlay, highly recommend it. It's got the parlay optimizer. Are you kidding me? Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets, and of course, our good buddies over at Underdog Fantasy. This is awesome. They just bumped it up. It is now 100% deposit match. We got to update the graphic up to $500 from now until October 4th, up to $500, and their $100,000 Sundays continue. So basically every Sunday they give away $100K to 10 random people on Underdog. All you have to do to enter is play Tyreek Hill higher or lower in one of your pick'ems. Doesn't have to hit, doesn't matter the result. You're automatically entered. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Get the 100% deposit bonus up to $500. Oh, Matt, I signed up when it was only $100. Could have had the $500. I'll ask Cody. Cody, right now, Tyreek Hill 85.5 total yards. So I don't know if they're going to be using him a ton in running, but 85.5 total yards, higher or lower. What are you doing there?
Yeah, you got to go over, right? He's got held down a little by the Patriots last week. You kind of knew that was going to happen. That's how the game plan. Waddle might be out now with the concussion. Yeah, he's going to eat. He's going to get those deep catches, dude. That guy, he's not even human. He's a machine, and it's he's going to catch those.
Yeah, especially against Miami, especially against Denver. I thought Denver's defense was good, and then Sam Howell is picking them apart, racking up a ton. And to your point, it does look like, taping this Thursday night, that Waddle will be out. That's just going to be so much more volume to Tyreek Hill. Like Tyreek Hill, 15 targets, I think, is in play. So
yeah, for Underdog too, just real quick, you can cross. They have all kinds of sports on there. Racing's on there. We talk about that Friday. We'll have an episode out with our picks for NASCAR this weekend. But you can do cross sports, so you can do some racing ones mixed in with NFL, MLB.
That's awesome. I didn't realize you could do the cross sports. So Cody, give me give me a free square for this week. We both like higher on Tyreek Hill. What are we pairing that with over on the NASCAR slate? Is there something jumping out for this weekend in NASCAR?
Yeah, let me pull it up here real quick and see what we've got. I've honestly not gone through and looked this yet.
Freestyle.
Put him on the spot.
Yeah, let's see if he knows ball. I guess what you say, you know gears?
Yeah,
that's right. Yep. John Hunter Nemechek. He is 2.5 better or worse finishing position. That's for Saturday's Xfinity Series race. He is going to lead probably every single lap of the race and absolutely kill everyone Max Verstappen style. So better than 2.5. That's easy play.
Oh, all right.
All right. We say his name again.
It's John Hunter Nemechek.
That's a mix between a redneck and a hockey player from the Eastern Bloc.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be pretty good there. Just signed Hunter Nemechek to be our forward there.
That sounds like a goalkeeper.
He's on the second line now, but we expect him. Yeah, Hunter Nemechek standing on his head while also dominating pit row. Okay, my third receiver. From what I've read, he's been limited in practice, but it sounds like they're just taking it easy on him because they're going to need him come Sunday. But Josh Reynolds' target share, I think Amon-Ra is going to be out. I think he's going to get a ton of looks. So yeah, give me Josh Reynolds, $4,200 only. So I got the Reynolds Gibbs with the Bijan bring back, because I just keep having this feeling that these Lions home games end up, even if the team doesn't normally have like shootout potential offensively or defensively, something about that stadium really lends itself to a bunch of scoring.
We've been too close to each other for this week too. I mean, the Reynolds play is an obvious one. I also have Reynolds. I should have looked at your line. I had access to your lineup. I should have looked and used a different lineup. But Reynolds is an auto play also. You always have to remind people. Goff dates his time with Reynolds dates back to
shower narrative.
Oh yeah, wow. Assuming they were showering together with Los Angeles, but and the price. I do hope that the Q keeps people from being on him, because I think he's the guy most likely to be good enough to get the work. Thought about getting Q with double tight end and going Laporta for my game stack there. Actually, you know what?
Yeah,
I'll get different. I'm going to need a second to shift this around.
Well, and I'll also say I was kind of tinkering with a couple different combos here. Matt Collins at 3,500 to me. I know the Falcons don't throw the ball a bunch, but I mean, he should have had a touchdown last week. Matt Collins is out targeting Kyle Pitts, even Drake London. Sometimes he is going to have one of these days. He's going to have a game, and he's only 3,500. To me, is crazy. Now maybe Cordell Patterson comes back.
No, don't bring that name up. He's had a setback.
Oh no!
As if this day couldn't get any worse. I gotta read that Cordell Patterson has suffered a setback, and things are not. He's not coming back right now. Not right now.
Ryan pounded the table, and something happened to the graphics.
I'm sorry. Yeah, somehow the graphic. It could have been unrelated.
All right. The timing of it was
apologize
perfect.
for my emotions.
But so toss Matt Collins in there at 3,500 as well if you're looking for a deep dart. Cody, who's your third receiver?
Yeah, next up for me, DK Metcalf. He is also 6,900. Nice.
Dog.
Nice.
DK is a guy that I really, really love. He is Geno Smith's favorite red zone target. Only three red zone targets this year, but he's caught all three of them. Last year, Justin Jefferson was the only wide receiver targeted more in the red zone than DK Metcalf. The touchdowns weren't always there, but he's due for that positive regression. And I think that this could be a good week. We've seen that offense has been pretty decent, right? Going up against Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers have not been good. JC Horn just got thrown on the IR. So they're a little depleted in the defensive backfield. I think that as Seattle moves the ball down the field, DK Metcalf's going to be that big target in the red zone, catch a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, no, I mean DK Metcalf against this Panthers team. You're right, and yeah, I don't know, man. I know Sam Darnold Andy Dalton, same guy.
Oh, wow.
Essentially.
Whoa.
I know Andy Dalton.
Whoa.
Andy Dalton being in that game, I do think I like their chances better to cover the 6.5, but
yeah.
It's just like a young team that just seems out of sorts. I mean, Adam Thielen is like far and away your offensive weapon.
Is that a bad thing? Friend of the program, Adam Thielen. He did lie to us right to our face.
Yeah, he said he was definitely coming back. Adam Thielen at 3,900. If you're playing that game, Adam Thielen is kind of an interesting bring back. We'll see if Dalton stares down Thielen like Bryce Young was, but they don't really have a lot of options. I would imagine Thielen and Dalton being both veterans, maybe sync up there and he gets a lot of check down stuff.
Yeah, I think Dalton being in the game too might help DK more, because I think he'll move Carolina's offense a little better.
Yeah,
keep the tempo up.
The scoring up. Yeah,
the scoring is up, and they need to keep moving the ball, keep throwing to DK.
So Kramer, you've given out all your receivers, or you got one?
No,
more?
all right. So I pivoted off one of my receivers. I'm going to give out my tight end to give me a second to scramble around my lineup, but it's going to be Sam Laporta to stack with Bijan Robinson, and I do think like the health of Reynolds doesn't seem to be as scary. The health of Amon-Ra St. Brown, metal. When you hear metal plate in the shoe, there's that. I mean, come on, put a metal thing in your shoe. That's not. There's no way you can play football. Like, and then put cleats on. Get out of here. So Laporta has looked good. He's looked like they even scheme up like screen passes for him and shit. stuff that they don't typically do for tight ends. So I did absolutely want to stack this game. I do think there's going to be more points in it than people think. And I mean, like, who else is the passing threat? I mean, you guys might be right with Gibbs. I'm kind of being a hater with him this week, but Laporta 4,000. Let's go. I don't think a lot of people are going to play Laporta either. That price isn't. I mean, you look at the tight ends around that price, and you tell me.
Yeah,
Kyle Pitts is $100 cheaper. I mean, easy to click that button.
Oh, why would you not be playing Kyle Pitts? Besides the fact that Jonnu Smith is clearly Arthur Smith likes Jonnu Smith better. Can we just?
Oh, it's so great.
Can we just bring that up?
So great.
I mean, if you're doing dart throw tight ends, Jonnu Smith at 2,500, why not? He had 6 targets for a team that like barely throws the ball.
Yeah,
you're just rolling the dice that he catches a couple touchdowns there. But for me, the tight end is obviously my man, Yak Ertz, $3,500. He's at home. He's leading the Arizona Cardinals in targets, 18 targets. He only has 12 catches, 77 yards. Haven't scored that touchdown yet, but this is the Josh Dobbs, Zach Ertz breakout game. Ertz has had good games against the Cowboys in the past. I think he's actually going to get up for this game a little bit. And this is also, I mean, we haven't even mentioned the Trayvon Diggs thing. Thoughts and prayers for Trayvon Diggs. The Cowboys, they're going to be down their best cornerback. So we'll see how things shake out after that injury.
Well, I mean, did you see the shade that was thrown at the Cowboys?
No.
By former XFL great Ben DiNucci.
What did he say?
Everybody eats. I always wonder why we did 1-on-1s in season and with like a sad face, because he got hurt in 1-on-1 drills in season. So maybe questioning the practice. I guess June Jones didn't do that for the Sea Dragons.
Sea Dragons didn't have anyone.
No one's going out.
No non-contact ACL injuries with the Sea Dragons. They still got that beer snake.
Putting that out there. All right, I've shifted.
Yeah, I think they. So all right, Ryan, announce your shift, and then we can get to flex.
All right, so I was gonna.
Cody,
I got a tight end too.
Yeah, I was gonna roll completely naked with Justin Fields because I think
that's fun.
That's probably the way to do it. But then, I saw the clip where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defender walked up to DJ Moore and said, "Hey, bro, they're using you wrong." And that's something NFL that was being blasted all over the NFL networks and stuff. And NFL coaches don't like being made foolish.
No,
DJ Moore is going to be force fed. Justin Fields is going to run around like a goddamn dragon with his head cut off. Yeah. So obvious stack here, but he's 5,700. I mean, if there's going to be a game where he pops, let's pop right now.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's due to be popped.
So now I'm stacking. No more naked Justin Fields. We're stacking Justin Fields.
Yeah, all right. I mean, again, if you're hitting the millie, you're gonna need him to pass the ball. I think at least a little bit. I know we don't like his passing game, but we're dealing in hypotheticals here.
That's fair.
Cody, who's your tight end? Tight end's very interesting this week.
Yeah, it is very interesting. I'm gonna go to my Patriots. Hunter Henry. He is one of the best tight ends in fantasy football so far this year, and he's the leading receiver in New England. There is nobody else. It's Hunter Henry and Hunter Henry, and that's it. And Mac Jones knows that, right? And this is a tough Jets defense they're going to be playing against. They're going to be getting pressure on Mac Jones. He's going to need to get out of there quick. Henry's that target that he likes, and he's got nobody else to throw it. Why they let Jacoby Myers go, I'll never know. But Hunter Henry is the leading receiver, so why not get the leading receiver in this game?
No, that's
also clearly the favorite in the red zone.
Yes,
over Gesicki.
Yeah, exactly.
Gesicki is not getting much work, and to Cody's point, you're not going to want to throw outside on the Jets. You're not going to want to risk Sauce Gardner. You're going to want to try if you're going to throw the ball. And I think actually the Jets aren't amazing at stopping the run. So I think Ramondre breakout game is interesting, but I'm with you. If you're going to attack them, go middle of the field, hit Hunter Henry, 4,100 against. Yeah, I mean, DraftKings has them ranked 26 against the tight end early, obviously, but I think that's a good number.
And we'll get to it when we get to the defense. Spoiler alert, a little bit, but Zach Wilson is not good against the Patriots defense, and so there might be a few short fields where Henry gets a couple of easy touchdowns. He's got touchdowns in both games so far.
Got to cite your sources. Can't just throw out random rumors like the facility was raided by the FBI.
Wow.
I mean, Jesus.
That is there's a lot of weird stuff.
And we've gone completely dark. It's almost like people were told stand down. Doesn't it feel kind of like the media was told to like stand down? It just went dark.
That's a weird thing.
It is very bizarre, the whole defensive coordinator, and with the Bears, I would
even
say
more reason for this to be a random shootout.
I would say this: it's got to be bad because he released a statement and the Bears themselves didn't comment on it at all. So if it really was, hey, I'm just my wife, I'm dealing with health stuff. Like imagine, the wife has cancer, the kid's sick, whatever, it's bad and you have to step away. The organization would be like, hey, oh man, sorry to see you. Totally understand. They've said nothing.
Remember,
red flag alert.
Steve Sarkisian did attempt to say that his alcoholism was a medical condition.
Yes. So someone's addiction to certain things. Well, there's a lot to shake out.
God, 2023 is a wild place to be.
All right, for me, how are you going to win $1 million? You got to hit on one of these lower price guys usually, and in the flex spot for me, he's $3,500. He is game 1. He was out there 79% of the snaps. Game 2, 75%. 7 targets, 5 targets. I'm going with the guy by the name of Josh Downs of the Indianapolis Colts. I think he's actually outperforming Alec Pierce.
Oh yeah. Pierce is dust.
Now Michael Pittman's had some good moments, but Josh Downs, I've been digging deep, and he actually had decent rapport with both Anthony Richardson and Gardner Minshew. He's a deep, I think, especially with the Ravens, like they're still pretty thin at cornerback.
Yep.
Joe Burrow wasn't able to take advantage of it. Now
Gardner Minshew will be able to, though.
Gardner Minshew might not be able to in the normal outcomes of the game, but in garbage time, I would not be surprised if Josh Downs gets some easy stuff underneath, or maybe 1 or 2 deep shots. $3,500. The script is there for Josh Downs to have a pretty good game.
You certainly should have a little exposure to what if.
Well, I mean, Josh Downs at 3,500, Matt Collins at 3,500. Those are the 2 guys I kind of liked in that spot. I'll stick with Josh Downs because I'm already got 3 guys in the Atlanta Detroit game.
I think Baltimore also has to attack the Colts through the air. This could be a shootout. I mean, this could be a game where you're stacking Lamar and you're bringing him back with the Downs. Or even a Pittman. I mean, honestly, like you got to like the passing game more with Minshew. You think he throws it 20 yards down the field, unlike Anthony Richardson?
Yeah, I'm not like a massive Minshew guy, but I think I think he might surprise you. Especially when there's no pressure. Like if the game gets out of hand early, if Ravens get out to a big lead, I think that's kind of prime Minshew garbage time, Josh Downs time.
I bet you his A-dot looks really small in his hands. Not Minshew though. Huge.
Kramer?
Probably really huge in his hands.
What do you got for your flex?
All right. So I do think when you look, you dive into, so now that I've stacked Justin Fields, I obviously have to bring it back. And I think when you look at the matchup, my initial thought is, okay, we have to attack the slot position with the Chiefs. Because the Bears, I think, are down 2 or 3 of their slot corners, amongst other positions. So who plays the slot for the Kansas City Chiefs, Sean?
Is it Watson?
It's Sky Moore.
Okay, he's interesting. He seemed like the guy that everyone was like, oh, he's not the guy. But then week 2, maybe he's the guy. But where are you at with Sky Moore?
I think that was my initial reaction. I was like, all right. And then I was like, I need some money. So I scrolled down a little bit, and fan favorite and at one of our favorites, 3,500 plays
Justin
for the
Watson
plays for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Justin Watson, coming off a game where he had 5 targets, caught 3 of them for 62 yards. I think he's going to be involved in running some deeper stuff that, again, we're looking to catch some lightning here, but yeah, I mean, that was a 17-9 game against the Jags, who were giving them all sorts of trouble. I don't think the Bears are going to give them as much trouble. And I think you have to, the dart throw options for me, because it couldn't be Kelsey.
Yeah.
It had to be either Watson, Moore, or I still think MVS is at some point. He's on he's on the field every snap.
I like your pick, Watson, because game 1, he almost got that touchdown. He was close. He got the deep pass interference. They took another shot to him in the Jags game. I don't know what his like intended air yards or whatever, like the air yards attempted, whatever the official stat is, but it's got to be super high for Justin Watson. If he could just shake free, I think Mahomes likes him, and I think that's a good call.
Well, and I think game 1 to game 2, if you look at like who gained a bigger opportunity, even with Kelsey coming back, it was Watson. Watson went up a significant amount of snaps, whereas Sky Moore went down. Again, like MVS on the field 82% of the time. Though, like at some point he's going to have a huge game. But yeah, got to save some money here. Stacked up Justin Fields more. Bring back with Watson 3,500, 3,000 left for my defense. Sean,
Cody, give us your flex. What do you got here?
Yeah, my flex is going to kind of throw a dart here. Damien Harris for the Buffalo Bills, 4,800. The Bills rather, they love Cook, obviously, right? He gets all the carries, but when they get down near the red zone, he just disappears. They pull him out of the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if they don't trust him. I don't know if it's because he's smaller back, but it's Harris, it's Murray. They're the ones getting the carries. Last week they split them. Harris got one of the touchdowns. Murray got the other one. Gonna maybe try and catch. Maybe Harris ends up with both touchdowns in this game, or a third touchdown even. We know the Bills offense is going to move the ball. I think they're trying to run Josh Allen a little less at the goal line. They've got these bruising backs like a Damien Harris they brought in, and that's what they brought him in for, was to score touchdowns, get a couple of touchdowns here. Damien Harris can make all the difference.
No, I Damien Harris as like a touchdown vulture is so interesting, and it was one of those bets in the summer. I'm like, oh, in that post, I got to get to it. But Damien Harris to lead the league in touchdown scored, and I completely forgot about it. But I wish I would have got down on that, because to your point, he is the goal line back, and Josh Allen still runs it a little bit. But yeah, I like the Damien Harris play for sure.
Bills 0 touchdowns this weekend's an interesting bet.
Getting
spicy. Getting spicy.
Kramer, who is your defense?
Well, I have 3,000. My instincts say leave 600 on the table and correlate your running back with your defense. Take the Commanders. Josh Allen is just ripe for I don't know if it's going to be like a whoop or a just full blown, just maybe 3 picks to the same guy again. Again, he's in his own head. He's focused on his turnovers and how that's not what was his quote? That's not what he's supposed to be doing. All right. I mean, I love Josh Allen, but he's got to be like real dumb. And so the fact that he's like taking some of that small amount of brain energy without Dable around and focusing on the bad things he's already doing, love it. Correlation. Brian Robinson with the Commanders. 20, leaving 600 on the table.
Ryan, I'm doing.
You always tell me I'm not supposed to do that.
No, it's negative EV, but who
That's
cares?
What I'm doing.
I'm also taking the Commanders. Home dog, non-conference road favorite for the Bills. Josh Allen doesn't mind turning the ball over. I had $2,400 left. The Commanders defense is $2,400. It's just that easy.
Can I tell you? I thought about playing the Saints defense.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What
about the Lions defense?
No, that's
against Desmond Ritter.
Oh my goodness. Can we do a Desmond Ritter bet this weekend?
What do you want?
I don't know. I think he's going to look good. I think there's going to be no fucking pass rush. And I think the run game's going to be dominant.
All right.
Hey, he's a top 10 fantasy football quarterback last week.
Thank you.
Here he comes.
That's why we got Cody on the show.
Cody knows when to chime in about your Falcons.
Oh, love it.
Somebody just tweeted me. I don't know why Kramer is so upset on this show.
What do you mean?
Falcons are undefeated.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, some teams are experiencing fair and honest refereeing.
Okay. Some aren't.
Some aren't.
Cody, close it out. Who do you got for your defense?
Yeah, I spoiled a little bit earlier, but the New England Patriots, 3,500. Here, Zach Wilson, 4 games against the New England Patriots. He's got 2 passing touchdowns, 7 interceptions, including a 4 interception game and a 3 interception game. He's been sacked 11 times. Last time they played last November, he was 9 for 22 passing. In 2 of those 4 games, he's thrown for less than 80 yards. The Patriots are going to completely take away the run. They will not let them run the ball. They're going to make Zach Wilson throw it. Zach Wilson's going to make Zach Wilson mistakes. And this could be a defensive shootout because I'm sure the Patriots will make their fair share of mistakes as well. But I think the Patriots defense is going to get some interceptions, potentially score. If not, get it set up for those close Hunter Henry goal line touchdowns.
Oh, I like the little tight end defensive correlation there. That's a fun one to do. This guy who got second place in the Millie Maker.
Look at this.
Now Cody didn't know he realized he was setting me up, but I did have Zach Ertz and Eagles defense, so I did correlate there. And obviously I had Carson Wentz.
I've heard this story before.
Oh, I normally don't bring it up, especially not on the DFS show. Cody, great stuff. Thanks for calling in. Make sure you follow Cody on X at Husker_Zeeb, and of course, subscribe to the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. What do you guys got coming up on the NGP?
Yeah, NASCAR Gambling Podcast. Don't forget about the F1 Gambling Podcast as well. We've been having a lot of success on both shows. We're 5 days a week over on NASCAR. Cover the top 3 series. You can bet on all 3. DFS Day. We got Underdog Day. We're full of winning picks, full of winning things.
I feel like every week when I see the tout tweet go out, I look at myself in the mirror and I say, "You're an idiot." I'm
kind of sad we haven't had the best bets video here lately because we've been kind of crushing it.
Yes,
we went 2 weeks ago. We went 4 for 4. We picked all 3 NASCAR winners and the guy who won the poll started the front of the race. So we swept the whole weekend. It was that's a lot of positive.
Oh my God!
Real quick before we get out of here, because you're a dick. Desmond Ritter, Bijan Robinson, Brian Robinson, Drake London, Keenan Allen, Jordan Addison, Kyle Pitts, Jahmyr Gibbs, Commanders defense. Bonus lineup for you motherfuckers. Desmond Ritter for the win.
Okay. My actual
it was a Desmond Ritter triple, by the way, with a single bring back.
All right. I'll read out my actual lineup before we go. Josh Dobbs, Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Justin Jefferson, Keenan Allen, Josh Reynolds, Zach Ertz, Josh Downs, and Commanders defense.
Oh, you made changes. Oh my goodness.
No, I didn't. Oh, you're right. I did. I had Matt Collins in there. I switched Matt Collins and Josh Downs. Cody, read off your final lineup for people.
Is there a prize for last place for that Ritter 3 stack or no?
Oh wow!
Oh, I can't wait.
They don't have a booby prize in the Millie.
If Ritter
Maker.
throws 4 touchdowns this week, you guys know who's going to win the fucking
would be
Millie.
Yeah, they would have to oh man, that would be a great gimmick if they could have a booby prize.
But you gotta have you have to use
qualify
within $500 of your salary.
Yeah,
or
you
something,
gotta have a
so
salary
it's a fair
floor.
Lineup, right?
No, you have to use all your salary.
Yeah,
there just has to be a floor.
Yeah, you gotta give a little leeway, but
yeah,
that's a great.
We're figuring this out. We'll pitch this to them next time we talk. Cody,
I have a feeling like if in the Underdog Battle Royale, that you could convince Underdog to do that tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe we'll hit them up.
There you go,
Cody.
We want to play a shit league. Set that up. Let's go.
What do you got?
Okay, my lineup: Kirk Cousins in the quarterback slot, Jahmyr Gibbs is the running back, Javonte Williams as well, Jordan Addison for the stack, DK Metcalf, Mike Williams for the bring back, Hunter Henry at tight end, Damien Harris at flex, and then bringing back Hunter Henry with the Patriots defense.
Ooh, like it.
Let's go.
Kramer, do you want to read off your real lineup?
Well, they're all real, Sean. Justin Fields stacked with DJ Moore, brought back Justin Watson. Then you got Brian Robinson Jr. With the Commanders defense. And then we got Bijan. Oh, he's going to have such a big game. He's stacked with Sam Laporta in the tight end spot. Then we got Keenan Allen and Jordan Addison to wrap it up.
All righty. Hey, tomorrow, aka Friday, we got our prop show in the afternoon, and then 9:00 Pacific live on VSiN. Smash that subscribe button, and SGPN Idol new segment. So tweet in a video of you giving out a pick, and we'll break it down on the show.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
Hope everyone's happy.
Kramer, let it ride.